welcome. Today, we're going to dive into some timeless wisdom from Ralph Waldo Emerson. We're going to explore this really powerful idea that the answers we're so desperately looking for in our crazy, noisy modern lives, well, they might just be waiting for us in the natural world. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're starting with a problem that I think so many of us can feel deep down. It's that sense of being stretched thin, constantly busy, but fundamentally just out of sync with ourselves and the world around us. I mean, really ever feel like something is just missing? You're surrounded by this storm of endless notifications, news feeds, and to-do lists, but there's still this quiet, nagging feeling, a sense that despite all this supposed connection, something essential has been lost along the way. And this, right here, this is the central paradox of our time, isn't it? We have access to literally all the information in the world at our fingertips. And yet, so often, we feel spiritually empty, ungrounded. We scroll past these beautiful images of oceans and forests, but we rarely actually feel the earth beneath our own feet. This is Emerson's radical idea. He's basically suggesting that the clarity and the purpose we're all chasing, they aren't going to be found in more productivity hacks or some slick self-help slogan. Nope. The real answers, he says, are waiting for us in the silent, steady wisdom of the natural world. So this leads us to Emerson's solution. But look, this isn't just about taking a weekend camping trip or a nice vacation. His invitation is way more profound than that. It's a call to return to where we fundamentally truly belong. Just think about it for a second. The moment you step into the woods, all those pressures, your job title, your reputation, your deadlines, they just dissolve. A tree doesn't care about your resume. The wind doesn't judge your productivity. It is a total, complete release from all the roles we're forced to play every single day. And let's really focus on that one word from the quote, a mirror. Nature doesn't flatter you. It doesn't criticize you. It simply reflects a more honest version of yourself, completely stripped of all the ego and social armor we wear. It shows you who you really are when no one is watching. What's so crucial here is everything that disappears when you're out there. I mean, all these huge structures we build our entire lives around, suddenly they're just gone. There's no pressure to conform to anything, no history you have to live up to. It's just you, standing right here in the present moment, inside something so vast and so alive. So let's build on that idea of the mirror. Because Emerson argues that nature doesn't just provide a pretty backdrop for our thoughts, it actively shapes our minds. It reflects our deepest internal patterns right back at us. Now, when Emerson talks about discipline, he's not talking about punishment or having to follow rigid rules. Not at all. For him, discipline is the way nature gently and consistently shapes us. A river teaches us about flow. A mountain teaches patience. It's a kind of learning that's less about obedience and so much more about alignment. So, how does this teaching actually happen? Well, it seems to unfold in about 3 stages. It all starts with simple observation, like a child learning physics by throwing a rock into a pond. Then, as we grow, we start to internalize nature's patterns, things like grace, symmetry, rhythm, and eventually, our own sense of what feels true and right begins to align with these fundamental laws of the universe. And this leads to a pretty profound realization. That storm you feel inside you, it follows the same patterns as an actual thunderstorm. The seasons of your life, growth, decay, rest, renewal, they're just reflecting the seasons of the earth. You are not separate from these cycles. You are a part of them. Okay, let's go deeper now into the most profound part of this whole philosophy. This is the idea that this separation we feel between ourselves and other people and the world is ultimately just an illusion. Emerson called this unifying force spirit. And this isn't some religious dogma. It's the simple but profound recognition that one single living energy flows through absolutely everything. It's like the invisible thread that makes a forest a community and not just a random collection of trees. Just let that sink in for a moment. You aren't just living on the earth. The very same force that grows a tree and spins an entire galaxy is the exact same force that is breathing through you right now. In a way, you are the planet becoming conscious of itself. And once you really grasp this, your entire relationship with the world changes. It has to. You're no longer just a spectator looking at scenery. You become a participant in a sacred conversation. You realize you belong to this incredible community of beings. Emerson called this unifying force spirit. And this isn't some religious dogma. It's the simple but profound recognition that one single living energy flows through absolutely everything. It's like the invisible thread that makes a forest a community and not just a random collection of trees. Just let that sink in for a moment. You aren't just living on the Earth. The very same force that grows a tree and spins an entire galaxy is the exact same force that is breathing through. So the big question is, how do we bring this huge idea into our regular, everyday lives? Well, it starts with a really simple shift. Not in what we do, but in how we see. You know, this isn't about becoming a botanist or memorizing the names of all the constellations. It's about stripping away the filter of habit and just looking at the world with fresh, childlike wonder again. It's about perception, not knowledge. So let's make this personal for a second. Where are you forgetting to look? Is it in that little patch of weeds growing through the sidewalk? Or the way the light hits your desk in the afternoon? Maybe the sound of rain? Wonder isn't just in grand canyons and waterfalls. It's hidden in all these ordinary moments we've trained ourselves to completely ignore. And this question, this reframes everything. We tend to think of wonder as this passive feeling that just kind of happens to us. But what if it's an active choice? What if it's a muscle we can actually strengthen? A practice of intentionally looking for the sacred in the mundane. And this is just such an empowering thought, isn't it? The magic is already here. It is everywhere. You don't have to create it or earn it or travel across the world to find it. Your only job is to open your eyes and notice. And we'll end with this. This single question shifts everything. It moves us from a mindset of consumption and separation to one of deep connection and belonging. It's really the entire journey of this whole idea, all distilled into one final powerful thought to carry with you.